Quick intro. As you know, the purpose of testing is to find and address bugs before they are found and addressed by our users. Let's review the main concepts about testers addressing software bugs. After a bug is found, a tester must file the bug into the bug tracking system. After the bug is fixed, a tester must A. Verify that the bug was really fixed. B. Check to see if new bugs have been introduced during bug fixing. By the way, as you remember, items A and B are called regression testing. The process that starts with filing a bug into the bug tracking system is called the bug tracking process. Every time you file a bug into the bug tracking system, a new instance of bug tracking process is automatically launched. Here is the plan for this unit. First, we'll talk about the bug tracking system. Let's shorten it to the BTS. Secondly, we'll talk about the bug tracking procedure. Let's shorten this to BTP. This is the set of rules about how the bug tracking process must function. The purpose of bug tracking system. Let's forget about software for a minute. Let's say that you are test driving a car. You check out how fast the car gains speed, how it handles turns, if controls like the audio volume are reachable, etc. After the test drive is finished, you write down on a notepad whatever didn't meet your expectations. Example, line 1. Navigation system has confusing interface. Line 2. Acceleration delay after gas pedal is pressed. Line 3. Trunk is too small. That notepad is the simplest version of the BTS. Here is a definition. The bug tracking system is the infrastructure that enables a tester to create, store, view, and modify information about bugs. As a rule, software companies use professional BTS software. The most popular bug tracking systems are Bugzilla, Jira, and FogBugs. Bugzilla is free software and would work just fine for most software startups. By the way, in this course, we will consider a BTS structure and a BTP that are not directly linked to any existing BTS software. Why? Because we want to give you a universal knowledge that will allow you to easily deal with any specific BTS and BTP. By the way, from now on, depending on the context, the term bug will mean a mismatch between the actual and the expected result, our classic definition, and or a BTS record of that mismatch. Example, I found a bug in checkout. There are 25 open bugs in Bugzilla. As we know, the fact that a bug has been discovered has no practical value until we share information about that bug. How can we share the information? We can make a phone call, send an instant message or email, talk personally, etc. The standard way to report bugs in software companies is to file a bug into the BTS. So another important function of the BTS is the communication medium between SDLC participants. Of course, bugs are communicated in other ways too. For example, we can talk about bugs at the go, no-go meeting, but the rule remains, each and every bug found must be filed into the BTS. Question: how can we get information about the bug itself and the activity surrounding it? Answer: we must check the bug attributes in the BTS. Example, one of the bug attributes is status. Status has 3 possible values: open, closed, reopen. At any given moment, a specific bug can have only one of those 3 values. Once a new bug is filed into the BTS, its status is automatically set to open. After the bug is fixed and successfully regressed, the tester changes its status to closed. If the same bug appears again, the tester reopens the bug by changing the bug status to reopen. By the way, transitions from open to closed and from closed to reopen are made according to the rules set in the BTP. Please go to Test Portal and do this quick exercise. 1. Create an account on ShareLane and log in. 2. Go to Test Portal, Bug Tracking, Training BTS, Submit New Bug. 3. File a bug about anything. For example, today the weather is bad. Fill in only the summary. 4. View that bug and change its status to closed. 5. View that bug and change its status to reopen. Bug attributes are needed to 1. Describe the problem with the software or spec. 2. Reflect activities made towards solving the problem. 3. Provide other useful info about the bug. Let's learn about those attributes. We urge you to actively use Test Portal to file and modify your own bugs. List of BTS attributes. Here is the list. ID, Summary, Description, Attachment, Submitted by, Date, Assigned to, Assigned by, Verifier, Component, Found on, Version, Build, DB, Comments, Severity, Priority, Also Notify, Change History, Type, Status, Resolution. BTS Attributes, ID. The bug ID is the unique identifier of each bug in the BTS. The BTS automatically assigns next available ID after a new bug is filed. The bug ID cannot be modified. Among other usages, the bug ID is the universal way to refer to a specific bug. Hey Billy, how is the situation with 998? BTS Attributes, Summary. The summary is a short, informative message about the gist of the bug. As a rule, the text field for the summary doesn't exceed 80 characters with spaces. The way a tester writes a summary is a very good indication of his professionalism. Example of a good summary. Spec 2345, 2% discount is given for 12 to 19 books inclusively. Example of a bad summary. Problem with discount. By the way, we recommend that you look into the official ShareLane BTS called the Bug Vault Test Portal Bug Tracking Bug Vault for examples of summaries. Click the bug ID to open a web page with full details about that particular bug. The purpose of the summary is to give the BTS user a quick, powerful description of the bug. A bug summary is to a bug as a title is to an article. Here are some guidelines about summaries. 1. Depending on the situation, start a summary with one of the following: the spec ID, for example, spec 2345, the name of the feature or component, for example, registration, the name of the file with bug, for example, shoppingcart.py. There are at least 2 reasons to do this. A. The ability to link related bugs by the same first keyword in summaries. Bugs can be related because they were found while testing the same spec, for example, spec 1111, new user registration, or the same functional area, for example, checkout, etc. On the other hand, the benefit here is that the BTS user can sort a list of bugs by the first word in the summary and thus see all related records in one group. On the other hand, if certain keyword, for example, spec ID, is presented in the summary, then the BTS functionality, search, can be used to find and list in one group all the bugs with that keyword in the summary. By the way, it's a good idea to create a convention inside your company, or at least some guidelines about how to start bug summaries. For example, we can agree that if we begin a summary with the spec ID, we should do it a certain way. Spec 2345, no space, or spec 2345 space, or number 2345, pound, no word, spec, etc. B. The ability to provide instant info regarding a buggy area. For example, if you put shoppingcart.py as the beginning of the summary, then Billy, who is responsible for the shopping cart, will immediately know where to start looking for the problem. 2. While creating a summary, think about your target audience, PMs, programmers, and testers. For example, if a certain component has an internal nickname like CC for credit cards, You shall use it only if you are 100% sure that people from your target audience will instantly understand it. Always remember that bug filing is the process of communication. So be clear. Concerning the level of abstraction, we recommend packing as many details as possible into the summary, but you should always stay precise and concise. 3. Sometimes it's really hard to create a good summary. In this case, end the summary with the phrase "see description" or "see attachment," whichever is applicable. We'll talk about bug descriptions and attachments in a minute. An example of a summary might be homepage, wrong layout of the logo, see attachment. BTS attributes, description. The description is a text area where the full details about the bug must be given. We suggest the following format for bug descriptions. Check out the description of bug number 1 in the Bug Vault. Description: provide information about what happens. Steps to reproduce: provide steps to reproduce the bug. Bug: state what's wrong. Expected: state what's expected. In some cases, the bug description can be just simple repetition of the bug summary or just the phrase "see attachment" when the attachment is self-explanatory. In other cases, you'll really need to provide great detail. Here is an important thing to remember about steps to reproduce. Some things like professional slang or abbreviations adopted in the QA department and widely used in test cases may be absolutely incomprehensible to the PMs and programmers. Always remember the purpose of the description is to share your knowledge about the bug in a way that is understandable to others. Yes, sometimes it can be boring, and good descriptions do take time and effort. But bug reporting is our main way to address bugs, so each tester must make sure to provide crystal clear summaries and descriptions. By the way, a very good approach is to copy and paste the interpreter error or log file extract or any other info that might be useful for debugging into the description. By the way, debugging is the activity of a programmer when he is trying to identify a buggy piece of code and fix it. BTS attributes, attachment. In some cases, it may take a long time to write a good textual description of the bug, especially when the tester has to give details about what happens on the UI. It all depends on the specific situation, but as a rule, one of the best solutions is to illustrate the bug with an attachment. Usually, we attach an image. By the way, if the attachment completely explains the bug, then it's okay if your description consists of only one phrase, "see attachment." We also recommend always putting the phrase "see attachment" into the description if there is an attachment. Why? Just to attract attention, because whoever views the BTS page with the bug description could simply miss the fact that an attachment is available. Please note that attachments are not restricted to images. You can also attach other types of files, for example, log files. The idea is to provide the best possible illustration of the bug. BTS attributes submitted by. The BTS automatically fills in the attribute with an alias of the person who filed the bug. The bug can be filed by any person who has an account in the BTS and the bug filing privilege, the tester, developer, PM, etc. This attribute's value is not editable. BTS attributes date. The BTS automatically fills in the value of this attribute with the precise time the bug was filed. This attribute's value is not editable. Lesson recap. 1. The fact that a bug has been discovered has no practical value until we share information about that bug. 2. All found bugs must be filed into the BTS. 3. A bug can be filed by anyone who has a BTS account and bug filing privileges. 4. There are 2 stages of bug regression. A. Verify that bug was really fixed. If bug was really fixed, you can close the bug right away. B. Check to see if the process of fixing the bug has introduced new bugs. 5. On the one hand, the BTS is an infrastructure that enables us to create, store, view, modify information about bugs. On the other hand, the BTS is a communication medium for SDLC participants. 6. The process that begins with filing a bug into the bug tracking system is called the bug tracking process. 7. BTS attributes. ID is the unique identifier of each BTS bug record. Summary is a brief synopsis of the problem. Description is a detailed description of the problem. Attachment is needed to illustrate the bug, for example, with a screenshot. Submitted by is the alias of person who has filed the bug. Date is the date when the bug was filed.